Now, anyone who watches my channel will know that I'm a huge fan of Mr. Pete, whose YouTube channel is Mr. Pete 222. And one of the things that he does is he will occasionally go to estate sales and buy tools from auctions of these estate sales. We don't really have anything similar as such in the UK, so I tend to get my toolboxes off eBay, which is where this one came from. But I love his videos that he does, particularly when he gets back to his shop and he starts going through the toolboxes and takes the drawers out and shows you what's in there. Now, I don't expect we're going to have anything like the lovely stuff that the Mr. Pete comes up with. I doubt very much whether there's a single Starrett tool, for example, in this toolbox. But it will be interesting to see anyway what's in there. So, drawer number 1. What have we here? Let's have a closer look at it. Okay, well, it looks like mainly reamers. Yes, I think they're all oh no, they're not quite all reamers. From some fairly large, that's a very well chewed up taper on that. Not really sure I can. Oh yeah, that's 1/2 inch. High speed steel. Dormer. Oh, pretty good. Some very small ones. There's a tap in here. Yeah, I'm not sure what size that is. Let's have a look. 3/16. Yeah, so some long reach small reamers, the odd tap, various different sizes. These are on tapers. These will be Morse tapers, but they all actually look to be in pretty good condition. 7/16 that one, and a couple of very small milling cutters. Now that's great because they will go in the shear line, no problem at all. I don't think there's anything else of interest in there. So, drawer number 1. Drawer number 2. Now you can see that, I mean, obviously shipping things with bloody great lumps like this in, and all this is going to be thrown around in the Great British, Postal Service. It didn't really do it any good at all. So what have we got in here? We've got some more milling cutters. These actually look to be in good condition, actually. So, I mean, I bought this for the toolbox. The tools are a bonus. So if there's anything in these, that's a 5/8 Dormer end mill. If there's anything in these that I can use, then it's an absolute bonus. It really is. I didn't realise there was all these cutters in here. It's a dual 2-flute one. Look at this. I mean, this is definitely adds a lot of value to it. Some more small milling cutters. Again, they can be used in the shear line. Right. A load of taps in this one, various different sizes. Some long reach taps, more reamers. Yet another milling cutter. I mean, the milling cutters are always useful. I'm not sure what that one is exactly. Can't quite read it. And another one. And another one. Yeah, very useful. And selection of taps. There's a little tiny collet from a pin chuck in there. Yeah, so taps and reamers basically in that one. I shall empty all of these out and clean the drawers up and see what state the felt is in. But you can see the kind of damage that's been done to these drawers. Look, see, that was just, sorry, get it in camera. Yeah, I mean that was caused by the fact that the thing was literally, the tools were loose in the toolbox, and that's shipping damage that's caused that. So yes, unfortunate. Drawer number 3. Again, this is the odd milling cutter. I mean, I honestly don't recall seeing all these cutters. I mean, this one's quite, this is all chewed up and blunt as hell. But you know, a couple more small ones in here, 3 small ones by the looks of it. Yeah. You know, I mean, some of these will be no good and others will be hopefully useful, but it's all a bonus and a fairly large selection of different sized taps. Again, reamers. These long reach reamers are quite useful. Again, I don't know what sort of state they're in, but let's take this big one out. Now, I have actually done a little bit of work on this drawer because the bottom would burst out of this drawer completely when I got it. Because there was a lot more weight in here. We've got, what's in here? Let's have a look. Basically, tap wrenches and pin vices. I've got hundreds of pin vices, literally got pin vices coming out of my ears, but they'll just go in the drawer with all my others after I've cleaned them up. Yeah. They can be quite useful. Tap wrenches, obviously, you know, tap wrenches are actually useful, and I have a load of them, but I like the small ones because I tend to, in the modelling work, I tend to use, a lot of small taps and tap wrenches. So these will clean up quite nicely. There's a slightly larger one there, bit of surface rust on it, but again, this will all clean up. I think these are probably collets, again, out of pin vices. What else is in there? A couple more taps, another long reach one. So, yeah, all interesting stuff. Let's have a look. That's a big centre drawer there. Again, we've got tap wrench, T-bar tap wrenches. This one's actually got a tap in it. There's another one. Large taps. This is 5/8 BSF. What we've got here, another 5/8. That one's a BSW tap. Don't really have an awful lot of call for that nowadays. What's this one? It's 1/2 inch BSP. And Whitworth. Not quite sure what this is. Oh, 5/8. Yeah. And another long reach reamer. So yeah. Oh, a couple of milling cutters. All interesting stuff. Okay, huge taps in this one, and these are what did the damage because these were in that these were in that drawer earlier. That was 1 inch BSW. Oh, a load of dies, another long reach reamer, some calipers, which actually do still work, amazingly. And a whole load of dies. What have we got? Again, you don't know whether these are any good, but that's 1/4 UNF. We've got here 1/4 BSW. So it's quite a mixture. What's that one? M8. Yeah, quite a mixture in taps, and there's some quite large ones here as well, and dies, I should say. So yeah, interesting. All right. Yeah, this is the draw rails have come away. Let's come back out a bit. The draw rail for this drawer has come loose because obviously that's the abuse it suffered while it was in transit. Oh, right, now, finally, the big bottom drawer. What's in here? Well, an interesting array of stuff in. So, we have a depth gauge. I've got loads of these, but I love them, and you can never have too many. Quite sure who's that by. I think that one. Oh, some more and right. More and right depth gauge. Very nice too. Another caliper. Let's see. Whose is that? Can't quite make out the maker's name on that. Chuck key. V-block. Can never have too many V-blocks. Always useful. Huge chuck. Doesn't look to be in too good a condition, I must admit. Oh, it is free though. Yeah, keyless chuck. Large T-handled tap wrench. Yeah, more calipers. Again, quite rusty. Rather too rusty to read the manufacturer. And another. They keep coming. What's that? Yes, again, I can't read it. Square. I'm a bit thin on the ground for large squares, actually, so that's going to be useful. Then we've got a sharpening stone, pretty grotty. A couple of what look like were probably parallels. Again, always useful. Clamp for the V-block. Bit of bronze stock there. Some sort of switch, the odd tap, another switch. Limit switch by the looks of things, and some bushes. And that is about it. So there you go. Again, I've got another draw rail off on here that's loose at the back there. Again, that was due to that would have happened in transit. So there you go. The new toolbox. So I've got some work to do on this one. It needs all those stickers being removed and the drawers fixing and the rails fixing. But yeah, it's going to be a really nice addition to the workshop. Right, that's it for now.